Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to do a problem on shear force bending moment with combination of uniformly distributed load and point load. So without any further delay, let's see. Problem number 3. A simply supported beam of length 10 meters. So 10 meters length, a simply supported beam which having 10 meters of length carries that is UDL and 2 point loads. So this simply supported beam is going to carry a uniformly distributed load and also 2 point load. Draw shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for the beam and calculate the maximum bending moment. So the question is given a simply supported beam of length 10 meters. So the length of the beam is given, that is total of 10 meters carrying uniformly distributed load and 2 point loads. So it is given, the diagram will given in the question. So that is uniformly distributed load as well as a point load, right? 2 point loads. It's a combination of uniformly distributed load as well as concentrated load. So this is our beam. 2 point loads, 50 kilonewton and 40 kilonewton, right? And the distance from the point from A, let's say B, that is 2 meters, 4 meters of uniformly distributed load, and another distance is 4 meters, right? Clear? So let's try to draw shear force diagram and bending moment diagram, and also we'll have to calculate the maximum bending moment. So let's solve this. The first step is to find out the support reactions. The step number 1 is to calculate support reactions, right? Support reaction. So summation of all the vertical forces equals to 0, and also you can write summation of f of y equals to 0, that is all the forces in y direction equals to 0, right? So I can write all the vertical forces. So upward we take positive, that is reaction at A plus reaction at B, minus I can write 40 minus, so this uniformly distributed load is given the 10 kilonewton per unit length, right? Okay, so that 40 downward direction, that's why minus 10 into 4, 10 into unit length is 4, it is acting on 4 meters, minus again 50 equals to 0, right? All the vertical forces RA, RB and 40 uniformly distributed load here and 50 kilonewton here. So from this I can write RA plus RB equals to 40. So I am bringing this to left hand side. That is 40 plus 10 into 4 plus 50, right? From here RA plus RB equals to 40 plus 40 plus 50. So what is the total? So 130 kilonewton, that is RA plus RB, we got 130 kilonewton, let's say equation number 1. So in order to find out RA or RB, we will take moment at RA to find out RB. So taking moment about A, right? I am taking moment here, so I have to calculate all the forces into perpendicular distance starting from right to left. So we will take summation of moment equals to 0, that is sigma m A equals to 0, right? So I can write that is RB into 10. So RB into 10. So from here, so I am taking this, it is making the beam to sag, so that's why it's positive, that is RB into 10 minus 40 into, so the length, what is the length perpendicular distance? That is 4 plus 2, right? Next minus 10 kilonewton, that is uniformly distributed load, 10 into 4 into 4 divided by 2, right? 4 divided by 2, and the distance from here A to this load, we doesn't have any load, any uniformly distributed load, so you have to add this, that is plus 2, right? And next we have minus 50 into perpendicular distance, that is 2 meters, right, equals to 0. From this we can write 10 RB equals to 40 into 4 plus 2 plus 10 into 4 into 4 divided by 2 plus 2 plus 50 into 2, right? So I am bringing this to right hand side. So from this we will get 240 plus 100 plus 100 divided by 10. So put this in your calci, that is 50 divided by 10. So that will be your RB equals to 50 kilonewton, right? 50 kilonewton. So let's say equation number 2. So right now we got RB, put this equation in the equation 1, will get RA. So in this equation, RB, what is RB now? 50 kilonewton, right? 50 kilonewton. So substitute in equation number 1. So RA plus RB, we got 130 kilonewton. So from here I can substitute RB here, that is RA plus 50 equals to 130. RA equals to 130 minus 50, from here we got 80 kilonewton. So what is RA value? 80 kilonewton. So now the second step is to find out shear force, right? Now we'll find out shear force. Shear force, so denoted by F, right? So shear force at A, that is FA equals to 80 kilonewton. So because the shear force at A will be the actual reaction, I will write here FA equals to RA. Okay, I'm coming from left to right. So now we'll find out shear force. What is the next? Let's say this C and D. Okay, so let's say that is C and D. Now we'll find out shear force at C. We are moving this axis line to here, right? So what is the sign convention? That is to your right, if it is going down, we take negative. To your left, we take positive. We'll take positive. That is the sign convention for shear force, right? I'm taking all the forces to my left. So from here I'm moving here, so I will take this. So it is going up, that means I have to take positive. So I will write shear force at C. So FC equals to 80 minus 50, which is positive, and shear force at C, that is going down, which is 50, we got 50. So FC I can write 30 kilonewton. So we got FA, that is shear force at A, and shear force at C. Now we'll calculate shear force at what is the next point beside C, that is D, shear force at D. So we are going from left to right. Remember, I'm taking all the forces which are my left. So this is my sign convention. So don't get confused. I'm taking the axis here, next here, and we are ending here. So I'm taking all the left hand side forces. We can take right, it's your wish. You can take right, you can take left. Shear force at D, that is FD equals to, this is 80, right? 80 is positive because upward direction, minus 50, which is downward direction, that's why minus. Next we have 40, we have UDL in between, that is 10 minus 10 into 4, clear? So till here it is 10 into 4. So FD equals to minus 10 kilonewton, right? Minus 10 kilonewton. So now at B, shear force at B. So shear force at B equals to, that is FB. So we can write all the way from left to right. So what are there at left? That is 80. So I will write FB equals to 80, right, minus 50 minus uniformly distributed load, that is 10 into 4, and minus in 40 at D, that is 40, right? So shear force at B, that is FB, we got minus 50 kilonewton, minus 50 kilonewton, right? Next, we have to identify the shear force at E, that is where the maximum shear is going to happen in this UDL. So let us say X. So we'll find out that shear force at E, let's say somewhere here, shear force at E, we have to find out shear force, that is FE equals to RA minus 50, RA minus 50, that is 80 here. So I will directly write 80 minus 50 minus this UDL, that is 10, and where is the maximum we don't know, let us say X. Okay, so we have to find out the X, that is the distance from A. So I can write 80 minus 50 into 10x. From here 30 minus 10x. I will bring this 10x on right hand side, on your left hand side, that is 10x equals to 30. From here x equals to we got 3 meters. So 3 meters, x is the distance, that is somewhere here 3 meters, there will be the maximum bending moment. So we'll find out bending moment, that is our third step. Okay. Step number 3, bending moment, right, that is M, denoted by M. So bending moment at point A, that is MA equals to, so axis here coming from right to left, so whatever the things we have to consider. So load, that is RB into perpendicular distance, that is 10, right, minus, so this force is trying to bend this in upward direction, trying to bend the beam in upward direction and creating a sagging moment, creating a smile kind of moment. So we take it as positive, into perpendicular distance, that is 10, minus 40 into 2 plus 4, 6 meters, again minus, that is UDL will also making this bend and creating a hogging moment like this. So we take negative, that is 10 into 4, and the maximum bending moment will be in between that, that is 4 divided by 2 plus this 2 is empty, that is there is no uniformly distributed load, we consider this 2 meters, right. Next, minus 50 into perpendicular distance is 2 meters. So put this on your calc, we get, so what is the value of RB, that is 50 into 10 minus 240 minus 100 minus 100. If I am wrong, please correct me. And 500 here minus 240 minus 160, so it is 160 minus 100, right. So MA equals to 0 kilonewton. So bending moment at A is 0. So bending moment at B will also be 0. Why? For a simply supported beam, we know the property of the bending moment is always 0, right? So no need to calculate bending moment at B. We will get 0 kilonewton. And what is the unit for bending moment? That is kilonewton into meter, right? This is for B. If you have any doubt, you can check it out. So for your clarity, I am doing this, that is MB equals to moment at B equals to coming all the way from left to right, that is it is creating this force will try to push this beam up, so it will create a sagging bending moment. So it will take positive, that is RA into 10, right? RA into 10 minus 50 into 8 minus that UDL 10 into 4, the maximum welding will be 4 by 2 into 4 by 2 plus, so the remaining part is 4, right? Minus 40 I am taking axis here, so I have to calculate all the way from here. So 40 is going down, that is creating hogging bending moment into perpendicular distance is 4 meters. So from here I can get 80, we know that, into 10 minus 400 minus 240 minus 100. So put these values in your calc, we will get 0, right? We got RA and RB. Now we will find out bending moment at C and D. Bending moment at C and D. So bending moment at C. So MC, so I am taking the axis here. So that is MC equals to come all the way from B to till C, that is RB into, forget about this 2, what is the distance, that is 4 plus 4, 8 meters minus 40 kilonewton into, what is the distance, 4 meters, right, minus 10 into 4 divided by 2, right. So that will get 50, we know that RB equals to 50 into 8 minus 160 minus 80. So it will be 400 minus 160 minus 80, we will get 160 kilonewton meter at MC. So bending moment at D, that is MD equals to, so D, so take this, MD equals to RB into 4 meters, that's it. So bending moment at here, we are calculating, we have to come from right to left, so only value we left is RB into 4, that gives us to, we know RB is 50 into 4, right. So we will get 200 kilonewton meter. So now the interesting part, we have to find out the bending moment at E. We know that at E we calculated the shear force and the distance, we got the x value that is 3 meters, right, 3 meters. Now bending moment at E, so ME equals to, so somewhere here we have to calculate, come all the way from here, so that, so we can take from here also, so that is RA into 5. So here 2 plus 3, 2 plus x value is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5, minus 50 into 3, 50 into 3 minus 10 into 10 into 3 into 3 by 2, that will be the maximum bending moment. So 80 into 5 minus 150 minus 45. So we get M equals to 205 kilonewton meter, right? 205 kilonewton meter. So now we'll try to draw shear force and bending moment diagram. Free body diagram first. Let's say this is a simply supported beam. Somewhere here there is a UDL and also there is a point load. Right. So here let's say A, B, C, D, and somewhere here it is E. Clear? So we'll write the values, that is 50 kilonewton, and here it is 10 kilonewton upon unit length, and here 40 kilonewton here. So distance of this, the total distance is 10 meters, till here it is 2 meters, from here to here it is 4 meters, and it is 4 meters. So what is the total of 4 plus 4 plus 2, that is 10, and somewhere here it is acting, the length is 3 meters, the x value 3 meters. Extend this line, reference line, to draw shear force and bending moment. So draw the baseline, and put the values. Shear force at A, that is FA, we got 80 kilonewton, right? So put the value 80 here, so that is positive, increase at a certain height, and it is constant because there is no other load in between that. So till C it is 80 kilonewton, then it is dropped to 50. So shear force at C we got 50 kilonewton, so it comes back to 50. Then because of this UDL it will go linear, and at this point, that is E, it will change the sign into minus 10. So this height will be from 30 kilonewton, this is 50, right, 50 kilonewton, 30 kilonewton, so dropping to 10 kilonewton at D, right. So from here it is, there is no other load, so it will go linear, that is 50 minus 50 kilonewton at D, that is minus 50 kilonewton. So shade this part to represent shear force. Right, give the numbers, that is E, A, C, D and B. So now we will try to draw bending moment. Okay, so bending moment, draw the reference line, draw the reference line, and at bending moment at A is 0, bending moment at B is 0. That means it will come back to the baseline, right? So at C we got the value, at E we got the value, at D we have the value, and again back to reference point baseline, that is 0. So this will go till certain height, that is 160 kilonewton meter. So next from 160 it will go up to 200. So the value, the bending moment at E, that is the maximum bending moment, that is 205 kilonewton meter. Then it will come back to 200. So little down, that is 200 kilonewton meter. Then it will go back to 0, right? So this is your bending moment diagram. So it will be the straight line, or it will be some kind of linear structure, and here it will be parabolic, right? So shade this part to represent bending moment. Right? Give the names, that is A, C, that is maximum bending moment at E, D and B. So give the name, this is shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. So this is how you can draw when the uniformly distributed load and point load is acting on the simply supported beam. Both combined together, we did a problem, that is point load and uniformly distributed load on a simply supported beam. So that's it for today's class. Hope you like the class. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and check the playlist of strength of materials. Till then, take care. Bye bye.